Hey everyone, Richie here, and welcome back to SuiDex Strategies, your complete guide to learning, earning, and mastering DeFi right here on SuiDex.org. I will be announcing the launch date of SuiDex very soon, actually in the next video, SuiDex Strategies, so you do probably want to check out the Telegram or Discord server for SuiDex, which are in the description of this very video, so that you don't miss that. Today, we're getting into yield farming basics, where your tokens start working for you. We'll cover how to earn Victory, understand the fees, and why farming on SuiDex is built for long-term growth, stability, and insane compounding potential. So what is yield farming? Yield farming means putting your single assets or liquidity tokens to work to earn Victory coin. You add liquidity to a pool or stake single assets to a pool like Sui Victory, Sui Trump, or Sui single asset, and you start earning Victory tokens as rewards over time. Your yield comes from two things. First, Victory emissions from the Sui Farm contracts. These have been audited by Hack'n'Proof twice and also by SpyWolf. We're very confident in these contracts. And if you're adding liquidity tokens into the farm, you also get rewards from the trading fees, as we talked about back in episode 3 of SuiDex Strategies. Please find it in the playlist. This video will also be in that playlist. Adding and removing liquidity, episode 3. These trading fees compound automatically into your pair. And yes, that compounding continues even while your LPs are staked into the farm. You can claim your Victory rewards at any time. You can then trade them. You can add them to our Victory token locker for dual rewards in Victory and Sui token, or you could compound them back into your farm position to grow even faster and get greater yields. So liquidity farming, how does it work? You add your liquidity on SuiDex, which earns you auto compounding fees while volume of these tokens, which you're supplying liquidity for, are being traded. Then you take those LP tokens and you stake them into a Sui Farm pool. You earn Victory rewards every second while staked. You can claim that Victory at any time. If you would rather skip LP farming, you have two options. You can either stake Victory for dual rewards of Victory and Sui, or you can join our single asset pools, where you simply add one asset into the pool and earn Victory. So this is Sui Farm, the earn section of SuiDex. It's where liquidity, staking, and rewards all come together. All pools that you will see in Sui Farm are whitelisted, meaning that they've been verified and approved by the SuiDex team. In the farm section, you will find native pairs such as Victory Sui and Sui Trump Sui. You will find blue chip pairs such as Sui USDC or Rat Bitcoin and X Bitcoin. And you will find meme pools such as Sui and Shock and Sui and Blub. These different pool types have different fee tiers. First, the native pairs, your Victory Sui, your Victory USDC, your Sui Trump Sui. They have the highest yield set by our farm contracts, and they have the lowest fee. There is a 1% deposit and 1% withdrawal fee on your LP when entering and leaving the pool. Tier 2 I've defined as blue chip pairs. These would be Sui USDC, Sui and Walrus, the data layer of Sui network, Sui staked Sui, Rat Bitcoin, X Bitcoin, and USDC, Sui USDT. These have a 2% deposit and 2% withdrawal fee, and they have, of course, quite nice yield as well. And tier 3, the meme coin pools, Sui and Blub, Sui and Aqua Shock, Sui and Toilet. These will have a 3% deposit and 3% withdrawal fee. Higher yield than the blue chip pools such as Sui and Walrus, but higher volatility too. So therefore, the fee is 1% higher. 3% in, 3% out. We will also have single asset pools for 3 tokens on launch. These will be Sui Coin, USDC, and wrapped Bitcoin. These are single assets. The deposit fee for entry and exit will be set at 4%. So why do these fees matter and why do they exist? These fees are the foundation of SuiDex's economy. Every time someone deposits or withdraws from a farm, 40% of that fee goes to the Victory locker stakers, which is paid in Sui token. We talked about that in the last video. I will be deep diving the Victory locker in the next video. 40% of that fee buys and burns our meme coin mascot, Sui Trump. That's right, 40% of all deposit and withdrawal fees are going to be used to buy back and burn the supply of our meme coin mascot, Sui Trump. I'll let that sit in there. The remaining 20% goes to the SuiDex treasury for development, partnerships, and reward funding. Now, this is very different to fee structures of many farms that you might know of because the fees are higher, but at the same time, the allocation of where these fees are going is not going into the developers' pockets. They're going to the Flywheel to continue the economy of the project. This is what makes SuiDex a lot different from other yield farms you might have come across on Sui so far. Every action fuels the ecosystem, rewarding holders, funding buy and burns, and strengthening Victory's long-term sustainability. For yield farming, very important, let's talk about the 4-week bootstrap. We start with the 4-week bootstrap phase, high emissions to attract early liquidity providers and reward first movers. Bootstrap means that the emission of Victory will not be lowering for the first 4 weeks of the farm's launch. High APRs, high token output, massive attraction to suppliers of liquidity tokens into SuiDex. After that, on week 5, emissions will decline by 1% weekly overall across the board for SuiDex, keeping supply under control and value sustainable. Now, last video we did talk about the emission split, so you should be very much clued up on what that means. Essentially, just to touch on this, that means that in week 1, we'll be sending 65% of the Victory to the liquidity providers. We will be sending 15% of the Victory to the single stakers, and we will be sending 17.5% of all the Victory to the token locker. But by week 13 of the life of SuiDex, and this is programmed, it cannot change, the LP pools will get now 58%. That's gone down by 7%. The single stake will get 7% of all Victory emitted. That's gone down 8%. And the token locker will now get 32.5% of all emissions. That means over the 3-year span of the Victory token emission, that Victory stakers will be getting the biggest piece of the emissions pie. While LPs still enjoy steady yield from trading fees and emissions, single staking will stay lucrative during the first 6 months, but then it will gradually taper off. It's a system that rewards early farmers and long-term believers equally. Early farmers get the bootstrap phase and high liquidity APRs, and long believers single stake their Victory token to get Victory and Sui rewards and a growing allocation of Victory over time. Compounding in action. Farm rewards then come from trading fees that automatically compound inside your liquidity and Victory emissions, which are granted to your pair depending on your allocation and pool. The more activity on SuiDex, the more Sui flows in to stakers, the more Victory and Sui Trump is burned, and the stronger the ecosystem becomes. And remember, these fees are the core of SuiDex. They sustain rewards, they feed the locker, they keep Victory deflationary over time. Future updates and flexibility. New reward pools will continue to be added throughout SuiDex's lifespan, with 2 new pools launching at the start of week 2, actually. If a pool ever faces low TVL or an external issue beyond our control, we do have the power and built-in protection where we can remove the withdrawal fee, allowing all participants to safely exit, break their liquidity pair, and pair it up elsewhere. This ensures our fees never punish users. They exist to fuel the ecosystem, fund Victory and Sui Trump utility, and reward loyalty. As SuiDex grows, we'll evolve, of course, to a V3 concentrated liquidity system. We're aiming for around about the 1-year mark to launch this. This will increase fee efficiency for LP providers And it will involve a farm migration during which the withdrawal fee is planned to be waived so that you can exit V2 and migrate to V3 farm pools. So the deposit withdrawal fee structure of SuiDex, which I've spoken about since day one, which is almost 10 months ago when I first dropped the first white paper for SuiDex. This is not a new addition. It is an economic model. It's not a penalty system. It's designed to recycle 80% of the fees straight back into the yield flywheel, making the entire ecosystem stronger with every transaction. DeFi wisdom. As always in DeFi, weigh your risk to reward ratio carefully. Never risk more than you can afford to lose, and get in early to maximize those high initial APRs during the bootstrap phase. High yield always comes with movement, right? But SuiDex was built to make that movement sustainable. So that's yield farming on SuiDex, transparent, sustainable, and designed for real DeFi users. Farm early, lock smart, and stay active, because on SuiDex, every move you make strengthens our ecosystem. So I've been Richie, and this is SuiDex Strategies. Please give a like to this video, subscribe to the channel if you want to know more. Next up on SuiDex Strategies, we're going to be talking about the Victory Locker and how exactly the Sui rewards work. And I will be announcing the launch date for SuiDex. So get ready. I'm excited. I hope you're excited. So get yourself into the SuiDex Telegram, link in the description, or the Discord, link in the description. This is something you might not want to miss. Let's farm smarter. Let's get ready to stack that victory, and I'll see you in the next video.